So today, we are judging an entire country off one single shotgun. Sample size of one, baby. So today, guys, we are looking at the Orthos Raider S4. Now, this is a Turkish clone of the Benelli M4. Now, when you think of Turkish shotguns, you probably think they're crap, because most of them are pretty crap. And I actually have experience with that. So anyway, I have high hopes for this gun because I've heard good things about this gun, but also we'll see. So not only do we have this Turknelli, we have the Benelli M4, but the Orthos Raider actually kind of reminds me of what Langdon Tactical has done by tricking out their guns. They do it a different way, but it's similar. So we actually have I can't point right now, we have a Langdon Tactical 1301 as well. So we are going to test them all side by side and kind of talk about them and see how they do. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about these guns and look at them side by side and call out things that we can see from the naked eye. So starting with the 1301, if you look at the exposed metal in here, first off, it looks very polished. And then if you feel that metal with your finger, it feels just buttery smooth. Now moving on to the Orthos Raider, this metal doesn't look as polished. And then also if you feel it with your finger, you feel that it's way rougher and not as smooth as a 1301. And then when you feel the Benelli M4, that exposed metal, it's smoother than the Orthos, but not as smooth as the 1301. So, and that's just one of the things that speaks to the quality and refinement of these guns. I do also want to mention that we did modify the 1301 just a little bit. We added a Midwest Industries stock on here. And then the Benelli M4 is actually a police trade-in that we are borrowing from a friend. And then the Orthos Raider S4 is ours, or is mine. Sorry, Tanner, it's mine. It's not yours. It's mine. And I will be honest, Orthos did send this out to me to get content with it. There was no exchange of money, but they did send this out for free. Just want you guys to be aware of that. So when looking at the Orthos Raider S4, it is a nice looking gun, I will say. However, there are some things on here that are maybe a little over the top that we'll get into a little bit later in the video. But like I said, I think it looks really nice. But overall, aesthetically, I do find it more appealing than the Benelli M4, and it does have a lot more features than the M4. Now, the Benelli M4, it's really, it's for duty use, right? And so it's got everything you need, but nothing that you don't. It really is a function-first platform, and it has a really high reputation for being reliable and durable. So you won't find any rails on the M4 or any additional kind of extra features. So a lot of people will aftermarket, add those things onto this. However, the Orthos comes with like pretty much everything you can really think of, anything you might want, and it comes stock that way. It also might add some things that you maybe don't want. Okay, so starting with the cons, the first thing, we're gonna start from the top, from the barrel here. It has a USB rechargeable fiber optic front sight, which seems like why? That's my question. Why do you need that? It also came a little loose. Like, I already get annoyed with having to charge like EarPro and cameras and phones and everything, and my glasses. So I don't want to have to charge another thing. So that's just annoying, guys. It's just annoying. Anyway, moving on. So I do wish that these rails were metal. If you can, I can just tell that these are plastic. Okay, and then also the sling mount, I kind of skipped over this, but I'm not gonna use this. It rattles, it's just annoying. It's one of those things that on the Benelli M4 people complain about. And they've added QD mounts here, which are amazing. I love it, and that's what I'm gonna be using. So I feel no need to have this on here. You can grind it off, but I don't wanna have to do work. So yeah. We also have this stock here, which Tanner absolutely hates. I actually think it's pretty cool. It does have these nice like springs here to help with like recoil. So we'll actually see once we shoot it, see how much that actually affects it. But it, oh my gosh, I keep doing that. A pro is that this is oversized and it's easy to hit. But a con is that it's oversized and it's easy to hit.
If you're out on the range often, you know how important it is to keep a steady supply of ammo on hand and not rely on last-minute restocks or inconsistent availability. That's where Ammo Squared comes in. They're America's ammunition reserve. You pick from over 70 different calibers, set your monthly budget, and let it build up over time. When you're ready, you ship it. Simple as that. They store everything in climate-controlled facilities, so your ammo stays in good shape until you need it. For me, it's been a solid way to keep training ammo stocked up without having to think about it. And it's also great if you have a small budget or just want to build a stockpile up without spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars up front. It's a great way to stay ready without scrambling last minute.
So yeah, about the stock, it just moves and rattles more than like the Benelli M4. It's not bad. It's a pretty solid stock, but it's just those subtle differences that make a big difference. Finish on this, I mean, it looks really good, okay guys? But it does wear off, so it is just something to note. So now that we've talked about the cons, let's talk about the pros, because there's a lot that this gun comes with and there is a lot of pros to it. So starting up at the barrel, we have these ports here, which you can actually see that they test fired this gun, which gives me some hope that it'll run. I actually heard that it doesn't help much. I saw somewhere someone said that, but we're gonna test it. It does also have carbon fiber here, which carbon fiber is always really nice. It makes things feel like high class. Is that true, Tanner?
Yeah.
Like carbon fiber cars.
Carbon fiber race car. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just makes
right,
it feel
right. Austrian Mike. Carbon fiber equals race car, right? Yeah.
And then it also has a rail here, which if you want to add any lights or lasers up there, you have the option to do that. It's also got M-LOK rail here. And like I already mentioned, it has those QD sling mounts. It comes with this handguard, which I really like. Tanner, do you like it?
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. It aesthetically
well,
is very
like I have
pleasing.
smaller hands, so I saw somebody's video. Who was it? Who did the 2000 round or 2001 round burn down? I can't remember, but I watched his video. I'll put it on screen. But he has large hands and he put his whole hand here in the handguard, and it was like too small and it was like hurting his hand. I think he would benefit from just, putting a finger out here in front. Yeah, so I think he would benefit from that. So if you do have larger hands, that'd probably feel more comfortable. I'm probably gonna shoot it that way anyway, even with smaller hands. It also has this extended bolt release, which I've already shown you. It's very easy to hit, which is a good thing. And then this charging handle. So I've heard a lot of complaints of the M4 charging handle. I like it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna cut me or do anything weird like that. The trigger feels pretty nice. Nothing too crazy to say about that. And then it does have this fancy stock. We're gonna see if this actually helps with some of that recoil. It looks like it should help a lot, actually. I haven't shot a shotgun in probably over a year, so we'll see how sore I am. So here is the ammo that we are shooting today. We've got some Federal, we've got some Winchester, we've got some Herders, and then we have some Federal slugs. So we have a variety of birdshot, buckshot, slug, clay, hunting. So we already broke it in with 50 rounds. So we were just here to make sure that this gun can run any and all ammunition types because it claims it can. And then lastly, we're gonna be trying a 50 BMG. That is a joke. That is a joke. Do not try that at home. Okay, so I recently saw a video from Lena that she posted on her Instagram, and she's talking about her stance when she shoots shotgun. And oh my gosh, there we go. She was talking about her stance when she shoots shotgun, and she's saying that she blades her body rather than being like square to the target, and it just helps as far as
like recoil and recoil management. So, oh, that's it. I lost count. So I am curious to see if that actually helps. So, oh my gosh. Dude, don't watch what I'm doing right now. I can't talk and like do this at the same time. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so let's test that theory and let's see if it actually makes a difference. Okay, so we're gonna start with 3 shots, and I'm gonna start with my shoulders square to the target, and then we'll try it with blading my shoulders. So 3 shots. Now we're gonna blade the shoulders. Okay, so right off the bat, I felt like I didn't have as much recoil or as much control when I bladed my shoulders, but the recoil was less when I did that. I don't know. I think I prefer squaring my shoulders. I just felt like I had more control, even though the recoil felt harder. Tanner, let's have you try it. See what you think.
All right, blading. Far less control. Far less.
You agree?
Yeah, I'd rather get behind it. Sorry, Lena. Sorry. Although, like, I could see merit to it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Like, I do think if you train this way and you're kind of just letting that recoil go a little bit to your side, I don't know. I just feel like, boom, like getting square up with it, putting as much meat as I can. I hate this fucking stock. I'm sorry. I really do. Anyway, I just feel like putting a ton of meat behind it is better than...
Yeah.
It's rad concept. I think it'll work for some people. If you're recoil adverse and you're a small frame, maybe it's probably better. For you chunky boys, big chests and big bellies, I'd square up.
Big bellies?
Yeah. Myth busted!
No.
Whoa! Optic! Oh no! That's all right.
I don't know how is it called, but the thing where you're looking through, so this stuff, fail over after 6 bullets right here into my face. Harrison, not a good quality.
What'd you do to my gun?
Oh, sorry. I mean,
Dude.
it broke by itself. It's not my fault.
So, from an Austrian perspective, what do you think about Turkey manufacturing?
I'm not sure about that. So 10 years ago, I was in Antalya in Turkey, and I got a golden bracelet for around about 600 euros. And after 2 weeks, it turns around, it was silver. So I'm not happy with the quality of that.
Turkish manufacturing. Check your gold.
Yeah, please check the gold and jewelry stuff there.
Life lessons. So,
But it's looking good.
yeah.
I mean, the color and the carbon fiber shaft, it's cool.
Yeah. So I think what makes this a little bit unique is that the parts are made in Turkey, assembled in the USA. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow. Look at that. Uh-huh. You come to this channel for knowledge and science.
They also come to the channel for me, but I'm not on camera, so.
Yeah, I don't know why. This is hi. This is a weird way to like just. This is a weird cut in the video, but this is Mike, Austrian Mike.
Hi.
We do rallies together. I thought he'd have an interesting perspective being an Austrian closer to both Italy and Turkey than both of us. So.
Nope.
You hold a gun like a European.
Why?
You hold a gun like a European.
Was this one?
No, like here's the thing. Your shoulders are up and everything's high.
Yeah.
You know, Americans are.
Oh, lazy, yeah?
Yeah, lazy.
Like when it comes to, oh, yeah.
Yeah. No. Because
You need to be strange.
This is casual. Yeah, this is like proper elbows up.
Yeah.
Like that is a 90-degree elbow right there. That's not how you
You gotta be bladed more,
You gotta
Tanner.
be tucked in.
Tanner, blade your body more.
Blade my body because
Yeah. Don't square off.
this is.
Yeah, there you go.
It feels like I'm going sporting. You know,
Yeah.
This is sporting. This is. You know, there's some f***ers in my house. Like, get out.
Yeah, okay, you can also do like this.
Hey, yeah, that's much more American.
Yeah, just hold it with one hand.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is here.
Let
We
me.
learned it that way. I mean, I'm every second week with the police from my country around and doing shooting stuff.
No offense to your police, they're doing it wrong. They haven't shot as many people as American police. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, back to the guns.
Back to the guns.
Okay, so now that we've shot some rounds through the Orthos Raider S4, we are going to shoot it side by side with the Benelli M4 and the Langdon Tactical Beretta 1301. I've got my lovely assistant Mike over here who's going to be helping me exchange the guns. So let's get shooting. Oh no! The charging handle fell out! I felt that was loose like the last time I just shot that. Yeah, it's okay. It has a lifetime warranty. Yeah, we'll handle that in a second. Let's get to going on the, yeah, I almost said Beretta. The Benelli M4. All right, I'm not going to use the sling because I want everything to be the same. I don't want that to affect how it feels. So I'm just going to let it hang, so. Okay, interesting. Such a different feel, oh my gosh. The ergonomics were a little bit different, so I felt like it had more recoil. That might just be in my head. I actually do think the stock on the Orthos does something. Tanner, you're gonna have to shoot them side by side, and I think that'll change your opinion on that, because it does do something.
God. Give me the other one. I love this thing.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Turkish Nelly. She's so smelly. I was once on a flight in Turkey. I flew into Istanbul and stayed there for about 7 hours until I connected a flight to Stuttgart. And let me tell you, the airport just smelled like perfume. And the flight smelled like perfume. It was probably the most nauseous I've ever been in my life.
Does the gun smell like perfume?
No, a little bit.
Oh my gosh, you put your nose on that.
I did. It does smell a little bit like perfume, I'm not gonna lie. But that is my entire impression of Turkey. Is just perfume-ridden headaches. So.
Okay, shoot it before you forget.
All right. Yep. Shocking. Here's what I'm gonna say. 1301, Top King, LTT. I love it. And this one is actually better than the original Benelli. Or sorry, yeah. This one's actually better than the original Benelli. But I think the stock, I think it moves too much. I like the 1301 because it's lightweight. I do feel a significantly more of a kick from it, but I feel like I'm more in control because it's like a stick.
Okay,
This feels like stuff's going on, you know?
Compare that to the Benelli M4.
I prefer this more than the Benelli
The
M4.
stock, specifically?
The stock, I think if you put the Benelli M4 stock on this would be a better gun.
Why though?
100%.
Do you not think it reduces recoil?
I mean, it reduces it a little bit, but it's just too shaky. Like I'd rather have a stick rather than this. I'd rather have something that's just a solid.
Now that you say that, I do feel like
It's too wobbly.
the Benelli did feel more
Solid.
solid.
Yep.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like, I feel too much play here. There's too much squish, right? Now, if this system were built into something like the Beretta, here, I'll grab that one. If this was built into this, where it's just solid, right? You don't get as much stock positions with it, but I'll trade that for, I'll keep the cushion, put it on here, and make this gun feel a lot more solid. It's not that, it's better than the M4. I'll say that. It is cushier. So if I were to shoot these back to back, the one I prefer is this one first, this one second. Get that oversized. This one second, and the M4 last. I honestly felt like I had more control in follow-up shots with this gun. Then I could regain control and learn this gun, and I could get it back. That gun, I felt like I lost the M4. I felt like I lost total control on, or I just easily could lose total control on.
Yeah. I think overall, the biggest difference is, recoil. As far as recoil, let's say number one, I think the Orthos.
You like the Orthos the best?
Yeah.
Shill. Just kidding. Sorry.
As number two, Langdon. Yeah.
Okay. So
2.
the Benelli M4 is last.
As far as recoil, yeah.
Wow. What a shocker. What a revelation.
let's just say the Langdon Tactical Beretta 1301 just felt the most fine-tuned overall. So I think that's one, like, the biggest difference I see between all of these guns is just how much it was refined and tuned. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the Langdon with the Beretta feels like the most refined, most polished product.
Polished, yeah, that's a good word. And I do gotta say, the Orthos does not feel as polished as the Benelli. But it does have all those features, and it's at a lower price point with all those features.
Yeah.
So you have a give and take.
Okay, let's realistically look at this. I think this one is $2,000. That one's like $3,000. This one's $13,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. I mean,
all right, maybe 14.
Okay, we did have some failures.
Oh yeah, we did have one failure.
Yeah.
And I think we have to go back and look at the footage, but I think it didn't go into battery.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah, I think it was out of battery.
Yeah.
And then in total, I think we probably put about 500 rounds to this shotgun.
Yeah. In
total, for all, because we've talked a lot of shit about this gun, as well as praises, but I don't want to come off too negative. I do think when you look back and you say price point of $1,300 or something like that,
with like all the bells and whistles,
half of what these other gun costs, it still hangs.
So people are like, well, at that price point, just pay, how much more would this be? I mean, that would
be twice as much.
It's basically twice as much, but they're like, well, it's so cheap. And
here's what I do. So if you're looking at buying a Benelli M4 and that's going to be that's going to be your range day shotgun, like you're using it for clay and all that fun stuff, here's what I do. I'd get this and downgrade. I'd get rid of the stock, go back to a Benelli stock. I'd get rid of the front sight accessory and go to something more standard, like just the iron sights, the steel sights on the Benelli. And I'd downgrade a couple pieces, and then boom, you have a really good shotgun, in my opinion.
It's going to be easier to downgrade this gun
than upgrade that one.
Upgrade this one. Yeah, cheaper and easier.
Yeah, well, far cheaper.
But It'll be cheaper.
Half the cost by the time you downgrade some of the bits that I don't like, and then you'd get basically a little bit better performance on that. And they do have a solid warranty, one of the best warranties.
Lifetime warranty, so
that's a factor.
I think that's huge.
If I'm being honest, I think just because I'm bougie ass bitch, I'd rather go 1301 and an M4. I'm just a bougie ass bitch, but I would have no issues going with this, especially for the price point. If I'm an enthusiast, this is an enthusiast shotgun. If you like the Benelli M4, you want to post on Instagram, you want to go to the range, you want to show off.
This one looks the best.
It looks the best. It's the most fun.
Yeah.
I think it's more fun. It's more enjoyable. But if I'm being a bougie ass bitch and I want to go to war, I want to break doors, I want to ready or not. If I want to role play ready or not in real life, I think I'd still go with the M4, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's your life, right? But honestly, I wouldn't have an issue with plinking with this or having fun. Clay pigeons, that stuff, hunting.
Okay, so one of the things that is really annoying is I cut up my thumb today quite a bit and kind of peeled off some of my nail polish. I don't normally wear nail polish, but anyway. So I kind of cut up my thumb, and it was only on the Orthos. And that was when I was loading the shells. So my thumb, it would basically just get caught on the ramp. Not only that, sometimes the shells would kind of get hung up, and it would take a little bit to push them into the magazine tube. Now, it was a lot easier to get them in the tube on both the 1301 and the Benelli M4. The easiest one to load was the 1301. It just felt the most polished, and I think that's kind of the overall theme of the day, is this one felt the most polished. And I'm a little bit surprised by that. I mean, not surprised because it's Langdon Tactical, right? But I'm surprised at how much of a difference I felt between them. And if I'm shooting all day, or if I'm in competition, who knows, maybe I'll do some shotgun competitions soon.
3-gun, woo!
Or just shotgun, doesn't need to be 3-gun. Anyway, so if I'm like doing a lot of loading, I'm looking at the 1301 because I don't want my thumb to be cut up. Anyway, I'm not just being a little bit. Tanner's gonna say I'm being a little bit, but I'm not just being a little bit. He didn't have that issue, so.
Yeah.
He was I think I just load it a little bit different than he does. and my thumb would just get caught between like the ramp and like the opening of the tube.
If you're a dude that lifts and goes to the gym and has callus, you'll be fine.
Hey, I go to the gym. I go to the gym more than you do. Just saying.
I didn't say
Just
you didn't go to the gym.
saying.
I just said if you're
I'm a
dude,
woman.
yeah,
That's a little
naturally
sexist.
have soft
That
hands.
is sexist.
Your hands are beautifully soft, like butter.
Look at them. They've got calluses
They're
on
like
them. Okay,
baby
it's not gonna be in
powder
focus
all the
because
time.
stupid manual focus on your freaking lens.
Like it's like baby powder
What?
every time she touches me. Her callus, she shows me your callus. I'm
Okay.
like, that's like I'm like,
I have more of a callus than you do. Look at that. I do, literally. And if you are new here, I do like to rank the guns that I shoot and kind of put them up against each other and put them up against each other in different categories. So I will put that up on screen so you kind of can see how these 3 different shotguns rank as far as recoil, reliability, even things like price and company reputation. So you'll see all of that on screen. But I think overall, the Orthos is a great value for the price. However, if you're really looking for something duty, something rugged and very reliable, I think you're better off going with something like the Benelli M4 or the 1301. I think it's overall a great value, and I think it actually busts overall stigma that comes around Turkish shotguns. I mean, if you've seen James Reeves, he says no Turkish shotgun has made it past 500 rounds without like breaking. And concluding this day, we have shot just over 500 rounds through this thing. So we've had experience with some Turkish shotguns.
yeah.
What do you think of this gun compared to those other experiences we've had?
Well, if you guys look at maybe some of the history of the guns that have the Turkish shotguns that you've had on your pages and stuff, you'll know that they all sucked. Is what it is. But this one's the best. Like, quite honestly, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
And it does edge out in some performance metrics, in my opinion, between the M4.
Yeah.
And with any gun, performance comes usually and typically at the cost of reliability. So typically. Now, I think the performance cuts here, or the reliability cuts here, are rather due to refinement. These guns feel a little bit more refined, but it's not far off, right? Like,
yeah, and well, the question is how much, because we only had one malfunction.
yeah, in the 500-ish rounds.
Yeah,
like a little
so
over
like
500 rounds.
how much?
No, 2. I'd say 2. We had
What
2
was the other
malfunctions. Handle
Well,
coming
I'm
off.
talking. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, the Hollow Sun was the Hollow Sun's fault,
Yeah, true.
not the Raiders. That's
So-
Hollow Sun.
So really, how much reliability are you sacrificing here? We don't really see too much evidence of much, but. All right, thanks so much for watching, and thanks Tanner for jumping in because everyone wants to see you, don't they?
And Mike.
And Mike, our special guest for today. What do you have to say? What are your words of wisdom to the audience?
So there's only one solution. Follow Elisa on YouTube and subscribe. See you soon.
Solid
I
advice.
too remember an Austrian who had one final solution.
Invade the country. Bye.
We got Poland.
I'm not doing a video with these guys anymore. But make sure, if you want to see more of me, not those guys, make sure you
Follow
hit,
Mike's gun channel.
make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. There's also new hype features, so if you're watching this, I think it's within the first 24 hours, then make sure you hit the hype button. And also consider becoming a Patreon if you do want to support me and the channel. That really does help a lot because this job is not cheap. So, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode.